Today's horror manga dubbing narration is The Dark Drinks Blood by Junji Ito. If you enjoy the story at any point in time, please do not hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. Anyways, without further ado, let's get right in to Junji Ito's The Dark Drinks Blood. I hope you all enjoy. Want to hear how I became anorexic? It all started when I couldn't get a date, the girl uttered as she looked at herself unhappily in the mirror. Her face formed a frown. So you like skinny girls? I'll show you skinny. I'm gonna be even thinner than one of those supermodels, just to see the look on your face. What's wrong, Nami? You haven't touched your food. Aren't you going to eat? Yeah, no thanks. My efforts started paying off. My weight dropped and dropped. Nami, dear, please, eat more. Your own mother is begging you here. You'll wither away and die like this. No way! I'm still so much fatter than my target weight. I pushed ahead, still further with my diet. Vomiting after meals became a part of life. Sometimes, I vomited until I scraped my esophagus raw. And then, I would vomit blood too. It was right around that time that I began to have the strangest dreams. For you see, inside her dreams it would begin to rain. But it wasn't any ordinary rain. Rain? Huh? And soon it turned into a downpour. What? Whatever it was that was coming from the sky was crimson red, staining against her clothes and skin. She uttered, "Blood? It's raining blood." No! 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 Somebody save me! Huh? A silhouette approached her, reaching out its hand to help. And then... God, what a weird dream. A rain of blood? And that creepy hand. I saw it all so clearly. Wait, I can still kind of taste it. Am I still dreaming? Why can I still taste blood? Huh? What the hell? She rushed toward the mirror, taking a look at herself. There was blood splattered all around her lips. Blood? When was I bleeding? I could have vomited while I was asleep. The futon too, spotted with it. I must have vomited. No mistake. Ugh, so gross. That's gotta be why I had the dream. The next day, the girl was on her way to school when she heard a voice from behind her. Morning, Nami. She looked behind to see a tall man. And you might be? I'm Tani from Class D. Kazuya Tani. I didn't think you'd know who I was. We're in different classes and it's not like I stand out at all. I know who you are though. Have for quite a while. You've got everybody worried, you know. It's just, you've lost so much weight. They're concerned it might get to be life-threatening. Are you eating right? She paused for a moment, and then she uttered, Please don't worry about me. You can tell me if something's up, Nami. We can talk about it. Nothing's up. And even if something was, like, I'd want to tell you about it in the first place. Hey, wait. I'm sorry. I just wanted to, be your friend or something. That's all. Didn't mean to, But she paused for a moment. Then, once again, it began to rain. Rain splattering toward her as she called for help. Help! Somebody! Please, help! And then, that strange silhouette reached toward her as she screamed no in terror. The same dream again. How long am I gonna keep seeing it? Blood again, too? When will it all stop? Later that day. This sucks. I hate this. I'm always depressed lately. And I haven't even gotten to lose the weight I wanted. But that was when she noticed the boy, Tawny, sitting up against a pole with his head tucked between his knees. As she passed, he looked up toward her, but this time, he was much skinnier than usual. Oh, hey, Nami. Honey, is that really you? What happened to you? Your face is as pale as a ghost. Oh, is that so? To tell you the truth, I'm on a diet too right now. Alley-oop! Since you're doing one, I decided to join in on the fun. What are you talking about? As long as you keep starving yourself and wasting away, I thought I might do it too. My promise to you. I'm willing to keep this up as long as you will. You? No way! What are you, stupid? Knock off that crap right now! You're right. Maybe I am stupid. But what I'm doing is no stupider than going on a diet just to stick it to your ex. I'm dieting for you, Nami. I'm doing it because I like you. But she didn't know what to say to that. For some reason, I felt drawn to him. Maybe I was a little lonely. Few days later, the two of them decided to meet in the park. I really think I might be anorexic. Even when I want to eat, I just can't keep it down. That's a shame. After all, if you can't eat, I have to stay like this. Hey, look, I'm doing what I can here, okay? You should eat now. Enough already. I'm afraid I can't do that. Oh, right. Do you want to come over today, Nami? There's something I want to show you. And so, she decided to listen to his request and followed him home. It's this one. Well, come on in. What did you want to show me? It's just over there, in the shed. And so, the two of them walked toward the shed as he ever so slowly opened the door and beckoned her to come inside. Come on, don't be shy. As the two of them entered, the room was completely pitch black. But then, she looked up toward the roof, and what she saw was a massive colony of bats. There were so many of them, hanging upside down in their signature poses. Each one of them squeaking one by one as she let out a scream. Bats! It's all right. Calm down. I'm looking after them. They're my pets. No, they're my friends. They're a very rare species of bat. You won't find them anywhere else in Japan. That one's Chutaro.
And that one's Pero. That one there is Kyosuke.
But as the boy reached out his hand, she couldn't help but feel it looked familiar. Oh, it's the hand.
Pero! Come, Pero!
And in a miraculous turn of events, the bat listened to his words, moving on toward his hand and sitting there.
Isn't he cute?
But then, it bit into his hand. Blood began to form, dripping down. As he said,
It doesn't hurt a bit. How does that taste, Pero? Good?
Tani, are you sure it's alright to do that?
Of course. I'm always feeding them like this, letting them drink from me. They've been getting an extra big helping lately. All the weight I've lost lately, I owe it all to them. I'm not really on a diet. Sorry. How's that, Pero? Are you full now?
The bat leaped off toward the ground, and then it sprung off toward her.
Pero's trying to share what he drank with you. He can sense how empty your stomach is, how hungry you are. These little guys are native to South America. They help each other out by sharing their food. It's innate in their nature. They can feel that you're my friend, and any friend of mine is a friend of theirs too.
Blood spat from its mouth and onto her face as she swatted the bat away, screaming no.
Pero, are you okay? Nami, what the hell are you doing? Pero was just trying to share with you.
You're malnourished, Nami. You need help. And it hasn't just been Pero. It's everyone. Every night they fly into your room while you sleep, bringing my blood for you to drink. I wanted to save you, Nami. I wanted them to save you, and so I fed them every day. They flew right to you, and still...
What? What did you say? You can't be serious. This has to be a joke.
This is no joke. You've been kept alive by my blood.
The bats approached her, as she almost threw up at the thought of consuming his blood each and every night.
No!
Nami! Wait, Nami, please!
No! Stay away from me!
She ran as fast as her legs could carry her, passing down a train track as his voice loomed behind.
Nami, wait,
As she turned back toward the train track, all that remained was blood and his severed arm. The bats surrounded it and began to feast on his blood, sucking at it one by one with their talons, feasting on what remained of his flesh, until all of a sudden they bursted away into the sky and down to where his leg was, feasting on the flesh of this too. Sweat dripped down Nami's brow as she fell to the ground. But then, the bats went into the sky.
The bats scattered everywhere, and they began to take Tani's body with them. And though it was dark, I could make out countless red trails in the sky. At first, I thought they were just gathering the food they had scavenged, but that wasn't the end of it. Blood they drank here, they vomited there. The blood they drank there, they vomited here. It was as if they were transporting the blood between his separated parts, as if they were circulating it. The bats, they were trying to save their master. And then, in a strange and horrific turn of events, the severed hand began to move. She looked in complete and utter shock until she heard a strange voice.
Nami. 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 I need more blood, Nami. Save me. Nami. Save me.
And then, she passed out on the ground. When I came to, I found myself in a hospital bed.
Nami, are you awake? Can you hear me? Yeah. Nami, what are these cuts on your body? They almost look like little bite marks. What? No, it was bats. This is the work of vampire bats. Vampire bats have been drinking away at my blood.
Now, calm down, Nami dear. That couldn't be. There aren't any vampire bats in Japan.
Or Nami, what awful nightmare she must have had. It's true. You have to believe me.
It was the horrible truth that Kazuya Tane had been ripped to pieces by the train, and yet his remains were collected and taken away. Later that day, inside her room, she was all cuddled up beneath a blanket.
No way. They actually went and recovered all the bits of his body? Could that mean that his body is still around in some way? I mean, I heard him. I heard his voice that day. Heard him screaming for help. No.
Outside of her room, there were all kinds of vampire bats banging against her window and trying to get inside.
No, get away from me. They're inside?
Coming from behind the nearby wardrobe, a head of one of those bats emerged, followed by several more. There was a whole colony coming toward her. She watched in complete and utter shock as they began to surround her, screaming at the top of her lungs. She sprinted as fast as she could outside of the house, but they all trailed behind her. To make matters worse, she heard Tani's voice.
Nami, help me, Nami. More blood, more. Help me.
His voice, it's getting louder and louder. I must be getting closer now. I must be getting closer to his head.
Once again, the colony of bats began swarming about the sky, leaving behind crimson red trails of blood.
The bats are drawing tracks in the sky again. Red bloody tracks.
As the voice continued.
Help me, Nami, help me.
She followed the bats into the nearby woods until finally they surrounded some sort of head. It was Tani's head. In a horrific turn of events, its eyes slowly opened, but its eyes no longer resembled that of humans. They looked almost bat-like.
Tani? So, you were still alive after all? My God. Oh God, how can I just leave him?
She slowly approached the head as a smile formed on it. But then,
A gargantuan bat spread its wings in front of her, making a menacing glare, and then flying upward toward the sky.
Just like that, the giant bat took to the sky and disappeared in the darkness. The other bats, countless in numbers, followed him. No sooner they had gone, it rained in a continuous downpour. It rained far and wide over the whole town. It rained blood.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. I'd like to take this time to give a very special thanks to my Patreons and YouTube members. Sarah De Jesus, Moto Surf, Cleo, Dason Animus, Ali Wei, Pteranodon Girl 1, and Minue. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, you're important and you matter. Have a good night, everyone. Goodbye.